Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you guys can see, I'm with a very, very special guest and legend, Makeup by Mario Ivanovic King. We're here in the studio setup, you guys. A few weeks ago, we did an iconic beauty battle with our good friend, Sister Kim. And so many comments were saying that you guys wanted to see Mario glam me.
Yes.
And we just needed to have you back. I feel like this video has been in the works for so long. We wanted to do this forever.
Yes.
So I'm very honored to have you here today.
You know, thank you. I'm very honored to be here. You know, you're the first, this is like my first YouTube, my first time being on a YouTube channel doing makeup.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It's a good first one to be at. Are you excited? Are you nervous? How are you feeling?
All right, so I'm a little nervous, I have to be honest, and I never get nervous from anyone, but I don't do guys' makeup. So
okay.
This is literally like the first time I'm doing a glam makeup on a man, on a boy, on a sister. Yeah, so when I worked in television news like 12 or 13 years ago, I had a really bad experience where one of the male anchors basically pushed me because he didn't want to have a guy doing his makeup. And so ever since then, I vowed to never do men's makeup. So,
well, I'm basically a woman anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, so this will be interesting. I'm excited though.
So for those of you guys who do not know, Sister Mario, or Daddy Mario, is a legendary makeup artist, and he is Kim's makeup artist, but also a lot of other celebrities as well. Would you like to do a humble little brag and do some name dropping?
Well, I've worked with Jennifer Lopez, Katy Perry, obviously Kim, Ariana Grande, Mary J. Blige, Gabrielle Union, just lots of people.
So many people, and they all look absolutely stunning. He also has a masterclass that he runs with makeup classes. I've been to one of them, going to another one coming up very, very soon.
February 9th, you're coming, right?
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. I will be there sitting at front row. So much fun. You guys should definitely check those out for more information. But Mario is just a living legend, and I'm so excited to have him here today.
When I first saw you, I discovered you online, not discovered you, but I first saw you online before CoverGirl.
Yeah, and a very, very long time ago.
I'll never forget that that day that I discovered, I said he's gonna be such a big star. Yeah, so I have like a good knack for like discovering or like knowing who's gonna be really, really big. Yeah.
That is so sweet, you're the best. What do we want to do today?
I don't know. I'm so used to talking to a crowd of people at the classes, so this is weird because I want to ask them, but I can't. Do you guys want glam or do you guys want natural?
I feel like we should do a glam look, especially if we're using the palette, just because I've done so many colorful looks. Everyone's like, we get it, you can do rainbow. Like, we want to see something pretty. All right. And I feel like there's nobody better to do that.
We'll do pretty makeup.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So when I start doing makeup, and especially if it's a new client, which you basically are right now, because I've never done your makeup, I just start feeling the features of the face and kind of just envisioning the techniques I'm going to be doing, like if I want your eyes to go higher or lower. So as I'm going to start out by filling your eyebrows, and then while I'm doing that, I'm going to start kind of planning a look, because right now I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's honestly how I go into most of my makeup looks as well.
Yeah.
The eyebrows is always the hardest part for people whenever they do my makeup.
Really? But you have such a good brow already, so I feel like it's easy.
Thank you. Well, just because they've gone under such a transformation since
since
you first found me.
Can we talk about your brows from the early days?
God. They were disgusting.
What were you thinking?
I don't know. I don't. And the thing is too, so everyone told me that they were bad. There was not a single person like within the makeup community being like, oh yeah, your eyebrows are good. Like everyone's like, uh-huh. Great. Like even Anastasia was like,
crazy how no one says it. When I first grew a mustache like 2 years ago, it was literally like so long, hitting my lips, and when I look at pictures, I cringe. I'm like, how did no one, not even my family, told me like, oh, you need to trim your mustache.
Well, because nobody wants to be mean, but I wish more people had bullied me about my eyebrows. I could have fixed it sooner.
If I was close to you at that time, I would have told you something.
Okay, good.
I kind of go back to the brows throughout the whole application.
Really?
The reason I do that is because it depends on how like dramatic the eye makeup is. Like if the eye makeup is super dramatic, then I don't like to go too heavy on the brows. So I kind of just do like a midway point with the brows now, and then go ahead and deepen them a little bit later. Okay,
so do you want to tell the sisters a little bit about like how long you've been doing makeup for, like your education and training and stuff, just so they know like a little bit more about?
Yeah. So I started makeup in 2000, so it's gonna be 19 years now.
Oh my God.
How old are you?
19.
You're 19?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was born in 1999, but yeah, 19.
So he was like 4 months old when I started doing makeup.
Oh,
isn't that crazy?
My God, that is insane.
That's so cool though. Like just the level of success that you've reached, and the fact that you've been doing it for how long now?
Only 3 years.
Yeah.
This is not about me though, talk about you.
Oh, sorry, okay. I hate talking about myself.
No.
I started doing makeup 19 years ago in New York, and I got a job at Sephora when I was 17 as a fragrance consultant.
Love that.
And I started doing makeup there. It's where I discovered makeup on the first day of work, and I got obsessed with it, fell in love with it, started researching it. And at this time in the industry, it's very different than it is now.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk on that a little bit.
Yeah, it was like really, really hard back then. You could not, there was no social media, there was no way to get noticed. And so I started working retail, and then, you know, I really struggled, I want to say, for the first like 7 or 8 years. And when I say struggle, I mean like barely being able to pay rent, you know, like eating pizza and eating tuna fish and like it was hard because you had to assist, and a lot of the assisting jobs you had to do for free.
Right.
So you'd be on set for like 16 or 18 hours a day working with these massive makeup artists, but you'd be doing it for free for the experience.
Absolutely not.
Well, that's how it was. And then, I'd work retail on the side, and then when I eventually stopped retail, I started working like in television news on the weekends just so I could make, some steady income.
Right.
Started doing my own clients, started working with photographers, and eventually, like I want to say after the 6th year or so, I started doing like celebrities in New York, some pop singers and some actresses.
How did that happen? Because I feel like that's a very like intense, to go from like starting at Sephora, just testing and playing it out, to like news anchors, and then all of a sudden celebrities, I feel like is a pretty intense jump.
It just, no, it wasn't like an intense jump. It was very like, Gradual. It was like little by little, just like step by step, working with a certain hairstylist who would recommend me to the celebrity, that kind of thing. But I also had an agent at that time, so I had an agent since I was 21. But even with an agent, like, you still struggled at that time.
Yeah.
Because to get noticed by a celebrity, there was just no way. Like nowadays, you can just write them on social media, on Twitter or Instagram.
Which is so cool.
And that's how they discover you nowadays too. But back then, there was just no way at all. The industry has definitely changed.
You mentioned how the industry has like changed a lot when it comes to like artists and now like the emergence of social media, and there's no denying that you were like one of the first to really pioneer like makeup on social media. You have a huge following on Instagram, and like your work is major inspiration to me and many other artists as well. Would you say that social media has changed the makeup community for the better? And in what ways do you think it's like affected it?
It's interesting for me to answer this question because I am considered the old school. Like anyone who's like 15 years in the business and more is considered sort of old school, right?
Well, yeah, it's a lot of experience.
Yeah, and most of the people that are old school, they tend to not like social media, and they think it's ruined it, and they think it's ruined the industry, and they think that YouTube has ruined it, and influencers have ruined it.
There's a huge, that's a huge thing.
Yeah, it's a really big thing, and I feel like I'm gonna also get it, when this video comes out, because like people are gonna turn their nose up, or like, why would he do that with the influencer, But for me, I feel like Instagram is amazing, number one. I feel like it's changed the industry for the better, for me definitely, and for many others as well. It's provided so many more opportunities that we never would have had as makeup artists. So many more like types of jobs that we can do, and just the fact that you could build a following, you could share your work and have control over it. Instagram is like a personal magazine, and, and so you could share your work and build a following, build a business, a legitimate business.
1,000,000%.
Yeah, and for me, I've always been sort of supportive of influencers and YouTubers. For one, because I know the amount of work that goes into what you guys do. I think a lot of people don't realize, in the older generation in particular, and even some of the newer generation, they don't realize the amount of work that goes into doing YouTube and creating content. And, it's really a full-time job. And I think someone like you in particular, who I really like admire when it comes to work ethic, I can see the amount of work that you put into it. The fact that you're able to build a following. By the way, I think you probably get the award for the most insane engagement. Like, you literally grows like 1 million followers every 3 days, which is insane, But that's like, to me, like, I don't look at that as like, I look at that as like, holy crap, that's amazing. Like, it's inspiring, you know what I mean? The work is there, to back it up, because you work nonstop. Even on your days off, I feel like you're plotting and planning and thinking of your next video, and you're entertaining to watch on social media. And I think that's really hard. Not everyone can do that.
Thank you.
And so I have respect for you and for all the other content creators out there, because it really is a hard job, and people don't realize like how much goes into it. And my other thing about it is that because the industry has changed, right? So there's all these kind of new opportunities for these young artists that are coming up. I also look at that as, just because I had to struggle for like almost 10 years in the beginning of my career, and now people don't, like, I feel like I'm happy for them, because they have these cool opportunities now. Like, if it was my brother or my cousin or my son, and these opportunities came their way and they're 18 and 19, I'm not going to tell them to sit in their room and say no to everything. I'm going to say, go take the opportunities, go become successful, go with it, And I feel like that's how people should think about it as well.
I've only been in the makeup community for 3 years now, but obviously CoverGirl like was a major pivotal moment in boys in beauty, I feel like, because it really brought it to like mainstream media. And even over the past 3 years, I've seen such a positive change in so many young boys trying out makeup. And imagine me being like, oh no, like you can't, like being mad that they were growing a following.
Or imagine that you said no to CoverGirl.
Right. I hate when makeup artists like, oh, influencers are taking our jobs. Like, when have you ever seen me on set like doing makeup for a campaign? Unless it's my own. ever.
Yeah.
Like
it's two totally different.
It's two totally different things, and I don't understand why there's so much hatred between people literally within the same industry that are just performing different tasks. I'm in my own business. I'm in my own studio making content for like a younger demographic, and working makeup artists are on set every single day working just as hard, doing celebrity makeup and doing like shoots and clientele and campaigns.
And sometimes sometimes our worlds collide, you know, like so celebrity makeup artists, like when they do Oscars or Grammys, you know, they work with the same brands that you guys do because they're getting sponsored by brands for their red carpet looks. So sometimes the worlds collide, and I just feel like there needs to not be a divide between the older generation and the younger. I just feel like people need to support it more and not bash.
Everyone can learn from each other.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've learned so much from you and from other industry professionals that I've looked up to and been following for a very, very long time. Like it's people like you and people like Anastasia or people that have like really been a great mentor to me to give me advice and be like, hey, listen, I've been here for 19 plus years. Don't do that, or like you should do this, or you should talk to this person. Like I really value that because as much as I love makeup and marketing and stuff, there's always things that I can learn and improve on. And the same thing goes for the older generation. Like just like you said, social media has been a huge emergence in the community, and I think it's really changed it for the better. But obviously a lot of the older generation is out of touch with that, and I think that there's a lot to be learned from them, even for the working makeup artists, how they can build their brand further and still book those jobs and not have it be taken by influencers.
You got two options. You get with it and you kind of go with the change and you pay attention to your social media and you work on it and you try to become part of it.
Because it's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. No one has control over that. And so you either do that or you just kind of get left behind. Some of the older makeup artists have resorted to like sort of publicly bashing and shaming or you know, bullying certain. But even within the celebrity makeup artist community, like some celebrity makeup artists do it to other celebrity makeup artists if they have a lot of followers, or if they have, you know, if they work with certain clients. And I just feel like
it's insane.
You know, for someone who has 20 plus years of experience, let's say a makeup artist, you know, to have your legacy be that you are known for bashing people and for bullying people, you know, on social media, like that's just horrible for me, and I feel that it's embarrassing, yeah. And so I just feel like we need to respect each other's fields and each other's jobs. And, you know, they call it the beauty community, but I feel like it needs to be more of a community.
Agreed. Couldn't have said it any better myself.
So I'm doing, I call it a snatch.
I'm so excited for this.
I can't believe you've never done this.
No.
Okay, so I'm basically taping his eyes back, and I'm going to be tying it in the back with a string. And what that does is it enables, it pushes the eyes back. This is a very, very old Hollywood trick. It's been done for so long in Hollywood and movies and film and red carpets and stuff. I do this pretty, I mean, not often, but I do it quite a bit, especially on photo shoots. And you can do it on red carpet too if the hair is down because it covers it.
Yeah.
A lot of celebrities do it. You know, we just don't know because...
A lot of drag queens do it too.
Well, drag queens, of course,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. So that dries, and then I basically pull that.
Oh my God, you can barely even see it.
Yeah, so you have to do it really clean though. Sometimes you could see it a lot. And you can actually cover it with makeup. I mean, we're gonna see this though in the video, but you know, we're doing a fantasy. It's like more for the photo video, you know what I mean? So let me see, so like that, let me pull it, and it just kind of snatches the face and the brows.
Oh my God, you are kidding me!
You wear these every day of my life.
I think I need these every day of my life. Can we put one on my double chin? Like right here?
Yes, you can.
I'll be ordering a lifetime supply on Amazon immediately.
When you do this on clients, like, they just like transform into another person. They really feel it, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it's like getting, I mean, it's literally like getting a facelift without any of the surgery at all. Like, it's just an immediate facelift, and they just feel like so snatched and beautiful.
I love my facelift at age 19.
Yeah, right?
Oh my God.
All right, so now, because the reason why I did this on him, because I was kind of envisioning like a black line, like sort of like an Ariana Grande line.
Oh, okay.
I just felt like the brows needed to be more lifted up in the corners and the eyelids, so I'm using your palette for the first time. What should I use?
Excited.
So I have one of these, he sent it to me, but I didn't use it, I didn't touch it yet because I think I swatched one color, but I'm saving it. So there's certain products that I save for the future because I think in like 20, 30 years it'll be super iconic and I want to make sure I have them like untouched.
That is so cool.
So yeah, yours is one of them. So you have to send me another one so I could actually.
Okay, well,
yeah.
I'll give you, I have a bunch today I can give you.
All right, so we'll probably work in these ranges here, some more natural.
Like I said, people haven't seen me do rainbow, but nobody has really seen me do like glam with it yet, so this is perfect. Well, speaking of learning new tips and tricks, your masterclass, so fun, so fresh. I went to one.
Yes, you
and
did.
I flew all the way to New York for it.
You got mobbed.
Yes, I did. I was so excited to see Mario because we had met several times and I'd always been good friends, but I'd never like actually gotten to see you work before. So I was super, super excited. I like walked in with my little notepad, like ready with my little pen to take like notes on everything. But it was such a cool experience getting to watch you work and seeing you glam Kim and all like the different tips and techniques that you've been using forever. Like it was so fun. I feel like I learned so much.
I think people don't realize it's a lot more than just technique and stuff too, because I feel like the majority of people that are there are aspiring makeup artists, right? Or they're makeup artists at different levels. Some of them are YouTubers, but some of them are, you know, a lot of them do brides and they, you know, they're out there kind of hustling and doing clients every day and stuff like that. So they learn like more so than just techniques. They really learn how to approach like different face shapes and how to think about approaching a face and how to do certain different looks and how to build and how to, you know, it's very, very intense and people don't realize that. I think they think in the beginning that it's just kind of like a technique thing, you know, but it's literally 5 hours on one face. So you can imagine the amount of like info that's happening.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Spoiler alert.
For me, it's the most important part and the most, you know, the part of my job that I'm like hands down most passionate about.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be a teacher my entire life.
Yeah.
So I've sort of found a way to become a teacher and a makeup artist at the same time.
How long have you been doing the classes for?
I started the Masterclass almost 10 years ago, yeah, in LA. So there was a YouTube video 10 years ago that Kim and I put on YouTube. And you know, obviously Kim, she, around that time, she was really like starting to become heavily like a beauty icon. Girls around the world were really looking up to her and they loved her glam looks. And so after that video came out, I started getting messages from people around the world, basically just asking me questions and asking me like, how can I do this? Or how can I advance in this? Or what are the steps I need to do, you know, to become successful? And so I was sitting at home one day and I was like, wow, like all of these people, like unless they start assisting someone, because this is before YouTube was really a thing. Right. Unless they start assisting someone and unless they live in London, Paris, New York, or LA, they'll never have a chance.
Well, yeah.
And so that's when I decided to do this class. I was like, let me teach them the trick of the trade in this class and they'll at least be able to advance.
Right.
And so my first class had like 16 students in it.
So cool.
Yeah, it started like really small.
And now there are thousands.
Yeah, and that's how the Masterclass started, but it's like literally the, you know, it's the one thing I'm like extremely proud of in my career. All right, so I'm gonna just now set, using the Laura Mercier translucent powder, I'm just gonna set the concealer now, just very lightly. I'm not gonna do it too much. All right, so I'm taking the shade Ring Light, which is a beautiful, ooh, damn, that's good. Taking the shade Ring Light, and I'm just gonna put that on the inner corner here, pretty basic.
The James Charles Morphe palette.
Of the James Charles Morphe palette. I really like this color. I might even use this to highlight certain points of your face.
Yeah, it's really bright, so I really love it for a good like brow bone inner corner highlight.
Yeah, and it builds nicely too. And then I'm gonna take a flatter brush. I'm gonna use Ring Light again, but I'm actually gonna mix it with what is this one called?
That one is So Good.
I'm gonna mix Ring Light and So Good together, and I'm just gonna put it on the highest point of this brow here, just to lift her up a little more.
What are your favorite type of looks to do on people, or what's your favorite look you've ever done?
I don't know. I mean, there's been thousands, so it's hard to say. But you know how like also, I mean, in short with you too, it's like your work changes over the years. And so sometimes you look at your old work and you're like, ooh, you know? Yeah. So it always changes. My favorite looks always change.
What's your favorite right now? Like that you've done like recently?
Okay.
If that's easier.
I mean, there's one that I did on Kim for like her Glam Bible campaign that I really liked with the lightning rod going up to the brow.
That was so pretty.
I like that one. I'm gonna go ahead and now use a deeper shade to go over that concealer. What is this called?
That is 10% off.
You know, I'm really impressed that you can remember all these. Like that means you were really intensely involved, because I mean I have bad memory. I wouldn't be able to memorize all these names.
The palette literally, like when I got approached by Morphe to do the palette, I already had it fully designed on Photoshop, like with all the shade names included as well.
Well, you sent me that Photoshop thing, I remember, before it launched. It was like a picture of a...
I did.
Yes.
I remember texting and being like, what would you add to this? I was trying to get a lot of people that I respected the opinions of, like input on the palette before it launched. Because the goal with it obviously was to make it for working artists and for like all makeup lovers.
I remember being at your house several months ago when you lived in the downtown. And I remember... and I remember you were working on it back then. And, you know, you were kind of, I was testing out some of the shadows with you. But they were actually really amazing back then too. So I'm just gonna probably do kind of the direction it's going right now is like very blown out smoky. I love cut creases and everything too. I really appreciate them and stuff, but I just don't, for me, I personally, my personal aesthetic is more of a blown out, like a really blown out and blended out look, because for me, it's more sexy and I love sexy makeup.
Yes.
And so I'm probably just gonna wind up doing that.
I want to ask you the question because after releasing this palette, I've been asked literally 18 million times. Speaking of creating a palette, would you ever be interested in doing a Mario Jadovanovic makeup line?
Yeah, I mean, that's been my goal for like 17, 18 years. I think it's gonna happen in the future. I mean, I don't have any solid dates or anything like that, but it's something I've been very slowly working on for the past 3 or 4 years myself.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
a lot of work, a lot of money. Obviously, I get offers, like a lot of offers from investment firms and huge companies and investors and corporations and retailers to do lines with them.
Right.
But I really want to do it myself without any investment.
Yeah.
So I could be in full control of it. And
which I think is dope, because I would do the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm not sure when it's gonna happen. I'm really not in a rush. It's gonna start out small and, you know, slowly kind of grow it from there. But I don't care about, you know, rushing it or, you know, just coming out to market because Instagram's hot right now. You know,
love that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it when it's right and when it's ready.
Yeah. I really, really love that, and that, I mean, obviously, you know, I already respect you, but that just makes you respect you so much more.
Just putting some cream product here, just cream pigment. And I'm gonna just blend it. I really love, what is this color called? Tune.
Next to face.
This is I think this is my favorite color in the entire palette.
Really?
I just love a matte color that has that like yellowish undertone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
A lot of like medium and darker skin tone people have been using it for banana powder.
Yeah.
Which I think is so cool.
This would be a great color for a deeper skin tone to kind of put under their eyes.
Yeah.
To make it like snatch, you know.
Yep.
Alright, so
this looks so pretty. Oh my god.
So this is just one layer of liner. People always get shocked at the classes, like, because I typically use 4 to 5 layers of eyeliner for one look. So this is just the first one. I'm not going to do that many for you. So I'm going to just go ahead now and start your skin.
I'm so excited for this.
But I'm going to put more, I'll do more liner and lashes and everything a little bit later.
Okay.
Why are you excited about skin?
Because I used to have really bad skin growing up, and for me, like, I love doing eyes, but like I know that I can slay an eye, you know what I mean? So like skin for me is always like a fun challenge because I always like my skin to look like as perfect as possible. And it's been like such a learning process for me throughout my makeup routine because I used to cake on all my products. Right. But I feel like I've gotten a lot better at like still using a lot, but like making it look a lot prettier and a lot like better, both in real life and on camera too. So I always love seeing how different artists do skin. Because like I feel like that's the one area that I can always really, really learn more about. Yeah.
So that being said, should we do like the James like dark orangey foundation, or should we do like coming from like I'm literally an orange from my spray tans. Look at my hands.
Well, I've always had a lot of trouble matching my foundation because my like body is pretty yellow tone, but my like neck and chest are like literally like beyond white.
I actually go darker with the foundation.
I always do. At this point, who cares? I've given up. At this point, who cares? I've given up. All right, sisters, so that is officially every single foundation that I now own swatched on both my face and my neck and chest. So you're doing concealer before foundation?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
How long would you say like your normal paint on somebody is?
It's always different because it depends on like the situation you're in, who you're working with. Some clients want it done fast, like 30 minutes, and some clients give you 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, love that.
So it really depends on the client. It also depends on under the circumstance that you're under. People don't realize like when you're doing when you're a celebrity makeup artist, like the type of conditions you're working under usually every day.
They're pretty intense.
Intense, yeah. Like I never will have someone ever like this that's just like quiet, no phone, like, you know, calm. It's always, they're on their phone, their head is down, their publicist in the room, they're doing an interview, they have their kids there, they're getting their toes and their hands done, they're getting their hair blown or having a wig put in or extensions.
Right.
So it's really like intense, moving, a lot of moving. We never get to have someone sitting still. And so, you know, that's just the reality of it. And so like, that's just how the work is typically every day. So just keep that in mind, everyone, when you're judging. Literally. You know, and then they go on the red carpet, and of course everyone judges and, you know, but it's fine. I mean, it's I actually like working under pressure. Sometimes I get 3 hours and sometimes I get 15 minutes. It just depends.
What is your like ideal situation? Would it be like calm where you just get to like sit and play?
Yeah, I mean, I would like, I'm a very calm person, so I like I like it when I can just kind of focus and, you know, not be too rushed. But again, that being said, like when I'm rushed, I usually do really good work. Yeah, well, I remember one time Kim and I had 10 minutes.
Oh, absolutely not.
Her flight landed late in New York. This was many years ago. We were at MTV. She was going on live television. And we had 10 minutes to do full hair and makeup. And made it work, lashes and everything. You know, another time I remember...
Oh my God.
I've had some crazy experiences. Another time I remember this was back in New York also. The celebrity arrived late to the hotel room. And we had to go to an event in Manhattan, and we were in Jersey. Her hotel was in Jersey. And so we had
That's mistake number one, whoever booked her hotel there.
I'm not sure why she was in Jersey. I think she had another job in Jersey or something.
Okay.
So we had to run into the car. You know, this is like years ago before I had an assistant, so like I had to pack everything myself. We had to run into the car, and she put her head on my lap in the car in the back seat in the dark. It was dark outside. We put that little light up on the car, and I did her entire face with her laying in the back seat on top of my lap.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and actually the pictures came out really nice.
Those are like the most fulfilling moments when that stuff happens.
Yeah.
You've been doing makeup for 19 years now.
Yeah.
Long time. You've seen the trends come and go. What would you say are like your staple makeup trends that you just like live for?
I actually don't love makeup trends. I'm not a huge follower of trends because for me, it's only because the type of makeup that I have to do every day, like I'm not allowed to just do trends. Like I have to just do what they want, sort of what looks best on them. But that being said, like recently, for example, there's been a huge trend of glitter, right? Glitter and like bold colors. And so I've been doing all that because sort of when people see something on social media every day, celebrities, you know, like it's almost like they become accustomed to it, and so it becomes okay a little bit. And so
which is super dope.
Yeah, like I'm even finding that the clients are like, oh yeah, let's do glitter, or let's do a pink eye, you know, like things like that. So that being said, even though I don't love trends, and because I typically can't follow them, I really appreciate them. It's like one of those questions that editors always ask, like, oh, what trends do you hate? And it's like, I don't hate any of them. They're all fun to me.
Right.
You know, it's like makeup. It's all fun.
Well, that leads me into a good question that I was actually getting ready to ask. So perfect sister segue. I was gonna say, obviously, like you've been the pioneer of so many different makeup trends, like highlighting, contouring. But have there been any like techniques or like tricks that you've learned from other influencers or artists that you have influenced and now you use all the time?
Well, let me first clear this up because this is controversial. I didn't create or invent highlighting contouring, specifically contouring, because they call me the contour king, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Contouring has been around, I mean, Mona Lisa has contoured in her painting.
Right.
You know, it's been around for ages. Drag queens always did contouring. Myself with Kim really popularized it in the digital age.
In the mainstream world.
In the mainstream world. You know, when I was an assistant for several years, I learned so many tricks of the trade from like literally the best makeup artists in the world. I knew like so many of those things at a young age because I was seeing them every day on set. Things like contour, highlight, obviously, like just all type, like cut creases, like all that stuff I learned, or like how to do the tapes and how to remove eyebrows and how all these kind of things I learned. I learned more so I think from regular women. Like I'm really interested in seeing how regular women do their makeup, and I think there's something extremely charming and cute. I love seeing regular women's makeup because I kind of like in my mind, let's say, you know, if I see someone in a restaurant or something, I never judge, but like I'll see something and I'll look at it and I'll kind of like create something in my mind from what they did at home.
Yeah.
And then as far as like influencers and stuff like that, I get inspired by it, because they do really cool different things. We are packing you with powder for the next 5 days.
I love being packed with powder. What is your favorite step of the makeup routine?
Okay, I know what my least favorites are.
What?
So my least favorites are lashes.
Same, 100%.
I hate doing lashes.
Absolutely despise it.
Especially, you know, false lashes because my hands are big, so it's like just annoying for me to get in there. I don't love doing lips either.
Same.
Yeah.
Absolutely hate doing lips, especially on other people too. It's so hard.
Yeah, especially dark colors.
Yep.
My favorite would be probably, it depends on the face. Like if someone has amazing eyes, then it'd be eyes. You know, if someone has like incredible skin, then I would love doing their skin, you know? Do you use blush or no?
Not a lot, but I do use it, yeah. I always use like a peachy blush.
Is this the main highlighter shade that you have?
Yeah. Gonna dip into face.
What is it?
Face.
Face. F-A-C-E. Smile.
So before you start putting on the lips, so I can shut up,
Yeah.
I want to know, because I feel like the people who watch me is very like split. I definitely have a lot of people that don't wear makeup, but I also have a lot of really amazing and talented aspiring makeup artists. So as someone who's been in this space for so long and has been a role model to so many of us, what would be your biggest piece of advice to aspiring artists?
Well, if you want to be, you know, something, and if you want to grow in your career and you want to be successful, I think one of the most important things is to sacrifice. You're gonna have to sacrifice. You're not gonna be able to go on vacations constantly and go out to the clubs and the bars every day or every weekend. You know, you have to put in the work in order to see the results, and so that's number one. I sacrificed a tremendous amount in my life. And then my mom always taught me, you know, my mom grew up in another country. She wasn't allowed to go to school, you know. So she's a very simple kind of woman. What she did teach me always, that I followed always, is just to be a good person. And I always tell my students that no matter what you do and the decisions that you make and the way you lead your life daily, just remember to really be a good person when you're making decisions. Do it from a good place in your heart. And you know, she always said, if you be a good person, Mario, everything good will come to you. Sometimes it may take years, sometimes days, but it will come. All right, so I think we're done.
Oh my God, really?
And this is literally the first time I've ever done glam makeup on a man in 20 years.
A sister.
A sister.
so beautiful. Are you literally kidding me? I look like a doll.
You do look like a doll, a sister doll.
This is the best. Kim, I think I'm gonna need to take him from you. Sorry, sis. Oh my god, like I feel literally so beautiful. How do you feel? Like, are you happy with the look?
I am, yeah. I had to say, you know, I said before I was nervous because I don't do boys makeup, but I really think it came out nice.
It looks, I feel so beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much for glamming me today. Like, this look is like, I feel like I'm red carpet ready, which is not very often for me. And I feel like I feel very, very powerful in this look, and I feel like
confident.
I just feel confident, and I feel snatched as well. Like these face tapes.
Can I take my tapes back though?
No.
Come on, I need them for
No,
my
I think I need them now.
Alright, fine.
Don't be rude.
Alright.
Well, thank you so much, Mario, for coming on my channel today. You were literally one of my biggest role models and have been such a good friend to me over the past 3 years, and it means the world to me that I was your first boy and YouTube collab. Like, it's literally so cool. You guys, if you do not already follow Mario, please go check him out at Makeup by Mario, Mario Dedivanovic, makeup legend. Also, I'll be at the Masterclass on February 9th here in LA. So will Sister Kim. It is going to be amazing. And like I said, last time I went, I feel like I learned so much. He's such an amazing role model and teacher for aspiring artists everywhere. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this fun little video today. If you guys enjoyed this video today, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below and show your sister support, and go say hi to Mario and show him all the love as well. And also make sure to click that big red subscribe button down below and come join the sisterhood. I don't even know how many sisters we are strong because this video is going out in the future, so hopefully we're a lot of sisters strong.
It'll probably be 12 or 13 million at that time.
Can you imagine? Oh my god. And also click that bell icon so you can get a notification every time I upload a brand new video. If you'd like to follow me on my makeup journey, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. They're both just James Charles. And my Snapchat for more behind the scenes stuff is James Charles with an extra S after Charles.
Jesus.
Damn, that's a mouthful.
Kind of good, right?
You can just find me at Makeup by Mario on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Snapchat.
This video's sister shout out goes to Sister Thomas. Thank you so much, love, for always following and supporting. You know I love you literally so much. And if you at home would like to be the next video's sister shout out, don't forget to always retweet video links when they go live on Twitter. Alright sisters, I think that is all we have for today's brand new video with Sister Mario. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!